I love this quote that you shared from one of your mentors where you said, what would you have to believe about yourself to achieve your goals? And I think there's a lot of things that people currently aren't believing about themselves that they could go in and audit and reassess and look at them. And also, I think if you're being honest with yourself, you can recognize that there's probably not a lot of truth to whatever the statement is. I can't lose weight. I'm always going to be fat. I'm always going to be this. I'm always going to be that. If you're being logical, I think you could look at it and say, well, that's not a great way to talk to myself, first of all. But secondly, if I'm being honest, I can probably make some changes to head in a better direction.
Absolutely. One of my, one of my beliefs is in 2020, all of the how-to that we want is already here. Unless you're trying to figure out how to colonize Mars, you really don't need to be innovative. Right? So how to have a great relationship, we know how. How to lose weight and keep it off, we know how. How to get better at jiu-jitsu, we know how. How to build a podcast, a business, how to get healthier, happier, wealthier. We know all the how. The how is not the problem. There's only 3 other things that'll step in our way from the how. So let's assume that knowledge and skills is an impediment to us achieving our success. We don't know the how. We know we can find that out. The first reason people will not take action is they have limiting beliefs. The second is self-image. They actually don't see themselves actually achieving that goal. And then the third is fear. And there's 50 different types of fears that'll hold people back. Those are the only 4 things holding people back. One of those 4 things, all of which we know exactly how to overcome now.
Can you talk to us about some of your techniques, unless this is all part of it, about priming your brain for success?
Sure. When I wake up every morning, after my meditation, I do something called priming my brain. When I go into my bathroom, on my mirror are my goals. Not just my goals, for the year, but my goals for my life. So I have it laminated right on my mirror, and I do something called brush and prime. Why? Well, I know that when my brain sees those words, when I repeat those words as I'm brushing my brain, brushing my teeth, I'm getting my brain to focus on what I have chosen I want to trade my life for health, wealth, relationships, career, business, fun experiences, my vision, my goals, etc. And then if I sit down for a few moments and I prime my brain every single day, does that not give my brain an instruction that this is important to me? Yes. Now, our brain works on a hierarchy of four things. Number 1 is survival. Number 2 is avoidance of pain or discomfort. Number 3, which is the important one here, is conservation of energy. So anytime I repeat something over and over and over again, it doesn't make a difference if it's a physical move or a mental move. Anytime I repeat something, positive, negative, constructive, destructive, empowering, disempowering, our brain doesn't care. Our brain says, okay, you keep doing this, every day, every week, every month. Our brain says, I'm just going to make this automatic. I'm going to create a pattern that actually focuses on this automatically so you don't have to spend so much time doing it. But I do it anyway. I reinforce it. So I review it. If you were to look on my cell phone, if you were to go to my audio section of my cell phone, I'll show you. You'll see a library, and on my library, on my playlist, is my ELB, my Exceptional Life Blueprint. Not only do I take the goals and vision that I have and the beliefs required to achieve them, I record them and listen to them every single day. So I have visuals, I have auditory, I have kinesthetic materials to imprint language patterns onto my subconscious mind. So priming your brain is being deliberate about your software. Priming your brain is being deliberate about your focus, your attention, and then your behaviors. So if I can get my mental and emotional and physical aligned and working in synchronicity, I'm priming my brain on all levels to be able to get this thing I call my body into action every single day.
And how far out should those goals actually be, though? Like, like how safe is it for me to write on, the goals? I want to be a billionaire or whatever it may be. But instead, would it be safer to say, I want to make $100,000 a year in the next 5 years, or by, 5 years from now? I guess I don't want to say, like, is it safer to hold yourself back? But like, how legit do these goals have to be, or should they be?
It depends on your knowledge, your skills, your awareness, and your ability to manage your emotions. So let's understand that when you set a goal that is $1 billion goal, and you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the skills, you don't have the ability to manage your emotions, you don't have the ability to focus, you don't know the strategies, the tactics, a part of your brain is going to activate and go, bullshit. You're never going to achieve that. Now, if you don't understand that it's the Einstein part of your brain that chooses the vision and the goals, but it's your Frankenstein brain that's responsible to check what's going on at the deeper recesses of your mind and find any discrepancies between the goal and the vision and your knowledge, your skills, your beliefs, etc. If you don't understand what's happening in your own mind, don't set that goal, because if you recall, the number one priority is survival. Number two priority of the brain is to avoid any pain or discomfort, which means any mental, emotional, or physical or financial pain or discomfort. So when our brain feels and sees this discrepancy, it's going to trigger self-talk that is negative. It's going to trigger emotions that most people don't know how to manage. So for the untrained person, I say, don't set a goal that scares you so much that you're going to freeze. Set a goal maybe just outside your comfort zone where you say, okay, let me take a little bit of action. So it all depends. Now, let me give you a simple example of somebody who sets a goal that they absolutely don't know how to achieve, but it can change in 2 seconds. Let's say you set a goal for becoming a billionaire, and it's a far-fetched goal. You have no idea how to achieve it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the skills, you don't have the beliefs, you don't have the habits, zero. And what if a friend of yours says, wow, I really love that vision. My friend can get you on the phone with Richard Branson tomorrow, and he might be interested in being your partner. Do you all of a sudden have hope again? And the answer is yeah. In a nanosecond, you have hope again, because all of a sudden somebody else has the knowledge, the skills, and the money to maybe make it happen. So in a second, you can change somebody's physiology and you can change somebody's perspective and their emotions. But for the untrained person, no, don't set $1 billion goal unless you also know how to manage your state and what's going on within your ears and within your heart.
We can end up beating ourselves up when we have some conflict, some internal conflict. We set a goal, we got the stuff written on the mirror, we're all fired up, we're excited, we're trying to do the best we can every single day. But what happens, when you fall short? How do you personally, work your way out of that? How do you work your way through that without having a lot of negative self-talk about yourself?
Practice. First and foremost, I try to operate as much as I can in a space of no blame, no shame, no guilt, no justification. Just operate from a space of, I set a goal. I separate myself and who I am from the goal. So I surrender to that happening the way it does. Now, I always look at what could I have done differently in my approach? What can I have done differently in my behavior? So I'm always looking for the process instead of me as an individual. And even, when my kids were young, I used to tell them, hey, listen, that behavior is not acceptable. You, I love. And so whenever we're looking at achieving a goal, if it's an achievable goal and I didn't achieve it, I look to understand what caused me not to achieve it. If I took action, then something must have not been accurate in the actions that I took. Because if my intention is pure in wanting to achieve it and my commitment is there, then what happened in the approach and in the behavior that I need to modify? Did I not act fast enough? Too fast? Was the strategy wrong? Were the tactics wrong? Did I not put enough time or energy? What happened? I try to analyze what happened. Whenever there's an effect, I never, ever, ever focus on the effect. I focus on cause, right? So whenever we're looking at effect, everything in our physical world, everything is an effect. So the question is, effect of what? And the answer is, effect of my beliefs, yes. Effect of my emotions, yes. Effect of my habits, yes. Effect of my behaviors, yes. Yes. So I'm trying to look at what caused the effect that I didn't want. And I tweak there as opposed to focusing on the effect.